Hi y'all, I'm coming at you from Steamboat Springs today. And today I want to debrief with you a connection that didn't work out for me recently. And there are two really salient points that I want you to take away. And the first one is when you are learning a person, when you're discerning them and the connection and seeing if it would be a good fit for you, we go into that with hope. Otherwise, we wouldn't explore the connection at all. But manage that hope, manage those expectations, because when you are still learning a person, you don't know what you don't know. And that takes me to point number 2. And point number 2 is gather information. Pay attention to their words, pay attention to their behavior. They're always giving you information. Their words and behavior had better match, otherwise that's problematic. So you're paying attention not to be judgmental, but to determine if this person, if this connection is viable in your life, if they are potentially a good fit for you. So let me tell you about this connection that didn't work out for me. Going into it, there were a lot of things that were green go. He was intellectually stimulating. He was funny. I found him attractive. And I date long distance, so I have to be really interested in a guy to bother to set up a rendezvous. But I was interested. And so we started figuring out a date and time to connect. And so we made a plan, chose a weekend, chose a location, and then he decided a different weekend would work better. So plan B, we chose a different weekend and a different location. And then he decided there was something he needed to do that same weekend. So plan C is same weekend, same location, tweaking the dates a little bit. Okay. And then something else came up on his end. And so plan D was we went back to plan A weekend and plan A location, which just happened to be Colorado. And he bought a ticket without telling me and without discussing it beforehand. So he tells me on this morning that he had bought this ticket. And then that evening at 11 o'clock, he calls me and says he thinks maybe it's not a good idea after all. And I'm a little bit at this point, okay, why was that? And he said it was because of a conversation we had the night before. So let me tell you about this conversation. In this conversation, he said something, and I thought that the situation had more nuances than he allowed for. And I said that. And I explained what I meant by that. I wasn't argumentative. I wasn't aggressive. I wasn't trying to win an argument. I wasn't trying to debate. I was just trying to give him a think about. So I had to laugh that he didn't think the connection was going to work out, because I felt I had been more than patient with trying to make a plan to get together with him and was very frustrated. And in long distance, well, frankly, any relationship, it's frustrating if you can't make a plan. But in long distance, it's just not going to work if you can't make a plan. And then the fact that minor disagreement or intellectual discussion kind of sank it for him was like, okay, that was very enlightening on my end, because if we can't have minor disagreements, if we can't problem solve, compromise, allow for opinions other than our own, what's going to happen if we hit a serious issue? What's going to happen when the stakes are really big? So, you know, he was a really interesting guy, but I'm very much at peace with it didn't work out. And that returns me to those salient points that I want you to take away today. And that first one is, you know, go in with hope, but manage the hope, manage the expectations, because you don't know what you don't know. You are going into these connections trying to see if this person is a good fit for you. And sometimes they're not, but you're looking for the person that is. And then the second thing is gather the information, pay attention to their words and behavior, and see if they might be a good fit for you or not. So you can move on and find that right person in your life. So I'll see y'all soon. Good luck out there.